Welcome to the Awaken the Awesome podcast with your host, Olivier D. This is Awaken the Awesome, a podcast where we acknowledge that we are all in this together. Through enlightening conversations and personal insights, we like to engage with individuals just like you who show us how they are bringing a little bit of awesomeness along their individual journeys. Our hope is to inspire you to always keep pushing and to stay awesome along the way. From my hotel room, on a short holiday with the family, I turned on the TV and caught a rebroadcast of the 39th edition of the Festival Mondial du Cirque de Demain, a yearly extravaganza which I would later discover to be a reference, listed on the agendas of all those who love circus, including artists, agents, producers, and fans of the circus arts. There were a few acts before the one that led to the following conversation, but there was something about this one in particular that stopped me in my tracks and caught my attention. I'm not sure if it was the performer's young age, his emotional performance, the incredible sense of concentration and skill displayed, or how my impression of what the human body was capable of was utterly thrown for a loop. As a seasoned aerial straps and hand balancing artist, Tim Kriegler showed me in 6 engaging minutes the culmination of what happens at the intersection of living your dreams and focused dedication. As the applause poured in on the screen, one thing was for sure: I had to have Tim on the program. I invite you to check out the performance on YouTube. Just search Tim Kriegler Circus and sit back for 6 minutes of amazing prowess. On this episode, filled with wonderful gems, Tim shares his insights on embracing your passion, facing your fears, being in the moment, and keeping things simple. From Canada to Germany, this is Awaken the Awesome, episode 108 with Tim Kriegler. Here we go. Like, seriously, I was looking at, like I said, I was looking at your stories, and just, again, it's not the first time I see your videos, and to everyone listening to this recording, you guys really should check out Tim's YouTube channel, and definitely you will see Tim's performances, and I dare you not to be impressed. I dare you not to be impacted. I dare you not to say wow and ouch, and it's all in the same sentence. But why I just wanted to open up with this conversation, Tim, is the fact that I'm putting myself in the audience and I'm looking at it, and no matter how many times I see it, I'm like, okay, I'm scared for you, but if you're going to hang yourself up, 20 feet up in the air, fear is something I believe that you basically learn to live with. And I'm really wondering what that looks like for you. It's like, walk us through that. How does it feel? What's the feeling of just performing and doing, just doing like something so spectacular? Where's your mind at? Like, what are you thinking about? Or do you think at all? Has it become so natural for you? Walk us through that.
I would say it's a process, Of course, you start performing, you start practicing with a bit of a fear, I guess, or you're still kind of nervous. But the more you perform, the better it gets. And you just kind of learn how to be in the right mindset for it. And to answer your question, I can't really tell where my mind is when I perform. It's in a lot of places because I have to focus on a lot of different things. Mm-hmm. But I just try to be really present, to don't get lost in a certain thought, to just notice everything around me, to notice what I'm doing, and just to block every thought that is not important or necessary in that moment. So yeah, I think it's a process, and not every day is the same. Sometimes it works better. You're really present. You focus only on things you need to focus on when you perform. And sometimes it's just more difficult, for example, when you're tired.
I guess a lot of people listening to this are hearing that and seeing how it can just so relate to so many other aspects of your life, not just as a performer, not just as an athlete, but, anywhere, because we so get lost in our thoughts. And in your perspective, if you get lost in your thoughts, things can go wrong really quick. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Whatever inspired you to actually start performing? Where did that start? Was it like, a childhood dream? Because it's all about, we're going to talk about following your dream, but I'm really curious. Where did the dream start from, Tim?
To be honest, I started acrobatics, circus in my old school, and we had a free time offer for soccer and for circus when I was around 9 years old, something like that. and I was never interested in soccer, so I just went to the circus every single day, and I kind of got into it, and it was more and more fun. And yeah, then I just ended up going to a circus school for 5 years professionally, and now I'm working since 3 years. So in the
Only
beginning,
3 years?
I'm working since 3 years. Yes.
Wow.
Like actively, before I went to school for 5 years. I did it before just for fun for some years. So I'm doing it since a lot of years, but earning money with it just since 3 years. Yeah.
Wow, congratulations, because that's where effort puts in. And
Thank you
I'm
so
guessing
much.
it wasn't easy in the beginning. So,
No,
walk us
no.
through that. How did your parents take it between soccer and circus? Like, because it's always important to talk about, the support system that we have around us.
Mm-mm.
How did your family respond? And what kind of support did you get?
I mean, I always get a lot of support, and I'm super grateful for that because I think the fact that I did it for such a long time and I was so dedicated to reach certain skills back in the kids circus already, your parents notice that, how much effort you put in and how many days a week you want to go there or you actually go there. And I think when I made the decision that I want to go to Berlin to the circus school, which is uh, far away, like 9 hours by car, and
Oh,
I
wow.
was 15 when I moved out. For sure, parents questioned that, but in my case, they just trusted me immediately, because I think they just knew it was my dream. And yeah, we just had a strong bond, like especially with me and my mom, and she just knew that she could trust me, I guess.
That's very important because I
Yeah.
have two young kids myself, and it's always important. And I'd like you to speak on that because, being so young and having done this, doing this professionally for, such a relatively short time, for kids, always afraid to, not do what their parents would quote unquote expect or, who have a passion, who have a dream. What would be your advice, as they're growing up? Because kids need the positive reinforcement. What would you tell them?
Um, I mean, I would say just follow your dreams, but that's not that easy in that case if you don't get this support. But I think it's just important to surround yourself with people that have the same interest. And if that's not possible, just to get inspired. And if it's on the internet, that's better than have no inspiration around you or to have nothing to do with other people that are in the same boat, kind of.
Hmm.
So I would just say, just surround yourself with like-minded people and try to keep that drive, keep that passion, because I think it's kind of special to find that. I think it's a gift if you found your passion and you really know you want to go for something, you want to do something, especially when you're that young. Because to be honest, I have no idea what I would do if I didn't find acrobatic circus.
It's one of those things where when you found it, there was nothing else for you. That's what you're saying. There was nothing
Exactly,
else.
exactly. And then
Oh, wow.
you should just follow it and go for it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So, because people do question themselves a lot. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do this. But in your case, you found the circus and you just ran with it. Um,
exactly.
Talk to us about, the training regimen, just like, just your everyday, because if you're doing all these shows back to back and you're traveling all over the world, you've got to have some high performing level of commitment. You have to be constant. You really have to be committed. And I wonder for people always, procrastinating and thinking they can do it, whatever their passion, maybe they can do it like, from time to time. I'd like us for, to, if you just like, what does the word commitment and passion mean for you?
I would say it's overcoming fear and self-doubts really often, because it's just normal. It's part of the process. And
Hmm.
it's not easy because you have to do it all yourself, like getting jobs, planning how to get from A to B, especially when you're traveling a lot, organizing places to train because that's necessary to keep a certain level of fitness and health. And it's just a lot, you know. You don't have regular working times, so you're just basically working all the time. And you just have to be really committed. And if it's not 100% right for you, it won't fulfill you, or it will be more work than it gives you joy, you know. So just, I think you have to do it with all your heart. And don't get irritated or frustrated by certain things that don't go that well from the beginning on.
Yeah, because success is so relative, and I'm happy you brought that out, Tim, because a lot of people get impatient, and that's something I've noticed in these conversations, whether through guests or people who who hit me up with DMs and emails about how to basically orient their life towards whatever they want. A lot of people get discouraged because it doesn't happen right away, or it doesn't happen the way they thought it would. And like you said, I love the word discouraged. People get worn down, people get fearful, and people just give up. And, I'm wondering if you've ever had those moments along your journey, those moments of doubt, those moments of fear, those moments where, am I crazy? Why am I doing this? And how did you go through that?
Yeah, for sure I had them. I think it's normal. It started when I was in school already, because I was, my back was injured kind of bad.
Oh, wow. What happened?
I was just, it was in my first year, and I think it was just a lot for my body. New movements, a lot of conditioning, a lot of stretching. I was just not used to it, and my back just reacted really badly, and I couldn't really move for some weeks, and it was not clear if it will ever get better. And those are moments where you exactly know that's what I want to do for a lifetime, or what I want to do for a living, and at the same time you're just not sure if you can do it, because your body makes problems, doesn't want you to do it, and for sure you feel a lot of fear, and you're not sure what to do. But I think the most important thing in that situation is to just remind yourself why you started, what's your goal, and that you really want to do it, and that will help you to get through these times, because after some month everything got better. I didn't know if it would be, but luckily it got better. And I think what helped me a lot in those times was just to believe in my dream and that everything will be fine, That's just one example. For sure, you have those moments over and over again. If you lose 5 jobs or contracts in 2 weeks, just because out of different reasons, maybe it has nothing to do with you, but you just feel irritated kind of, and sometimes it's hard to keep being inspired or motivated in situations like that. But I think, just try to inspire yourself, remind yourself why you started, take a step back maybe and overlook the whole situation and what you've done so far, and that will help for sure.
Because, see, you talked about staying inspired and, finding inspiration wherever you could find it. What were inspiration for you growing up? Were there other aerialists that you would look up to, or, or jugglers? Because again, in the circus area, I'm guessing, because I see this, through all the videos, because I've been watching so many circus videos ever since I found your video. Because I'm guessing there's a lot of family aspect. There's a lot of community. There's a lot of support. Were any type of particular, people you look up to, during your career?
For sure. As soon as I started acrobatics, circus, kind of everyone knows it. There's Cirque du Soleil, and they have those DVDs, Back some years ago, I got all the DVDs as a gift for Christmas or my birthday. And so I had every show on a DVD, and I just watched them over and over again. And I would say that was my main inspiration, because I just started for fun. And as I was watching this, it just gave me an idea how it could look, how you can work what it could feel like to be on a stage like that, and that was so motivating for me. And yeah, for sure, right now I also have some people, especially doing the same apparatus as I do it, the aerial straps. They're just amazing, and for sure you follow them on social media, and most of the people, you know them personally, but for sure you still get inspired if you see them performing like an incredible skill or something like that. And I think it's important, because inspiration, motivation is just such a important driving force.
And because you realize that, because your words are so powerful in regards to, just staying inspired, staying motivated, and having your own reasons to keep going. Because so often, because people think that, and I thank you for saying that, because a lot of people think that they're alone, especially in your condition when you were mending for your back. You might think that, okay, this is it. But you realize really quick that you're not alone, and there are lots of people around you who are willing to help. And I'm guessing that's what you found.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's so important, that's what I said before, to surround yourself with people that have the same passion, and they don't have to be around you, but just a person to have a chat or a conversation with, or to meet up every now and then, just to exchange and just to share your passion. I was very lucky because I went to acrobatic school, and you have so many people around you that share the same values and the same passion. And so almost all of my closest friends are in the same business, kind of, which makes it so much easier, in my case.
When you surround yourself with people who speak the same language, that always helps.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, because I need to tell people this, the way I found you was basically over YouTube out of nowhere, and how the randomness of the universe, because I was just, as you said, I was watching a Cirque du Soleil video, and then for some reason I had your video as a recommendation for the Festival International du Cirque de Demain. And I'm wondering, when you step on such an illustrious stage, how does it feel? Do you ever get starstruck? Do you ever ask yourself, okay, what am I doing here? Or is this really happening? Is this my dream? I'm wondering what that feeling feels like for you.
I mean, that's a good example, because the festival was one of the most incredible adventures in my life so far. It was just so exciting and made me so nervous at the same time. It's hard to describe it, because I just finished school when I did it.
Okay.
And everyone in the circus business, in the circus area, knows Cirque de Demain. It's just the biggest and most famous competition circus festival in the world. And there's a live stream, so the whole circus world is watching you, and the other half of the circus world is there to watch you, and so many agents and talent scouts from all over the world. So
no kidding.
It was a big thing, and I knew that I was going to do it right after I finished school. I had not a lot of experience, but at the same time, I knew this was always my dream. If I will do that within the next 10 years of my circus career, I'm super happy. And I ended up doing it right after I finished, which was great, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, it made me super nervous, because, you want to show your best. And if you, in your training, if you can perform at your best, it doesn't mean that it will be the same on stage.
On a live stage. Mm-hmm.
Yes, especially not if it's a stage like that, And I would say, with the decision that I was going there, I just said to myself, I will just go for it, and there's no option to not do it. But at the same time,
That was always a goal.
A lot of fear, but I felt ready, because I knew it was right to do it, because I got invited. And I would say the preparation process was even harder than being there, because
No
I was
kidding.
so nervous before I got there. But when I was there, I just knew I will give my best. I will perform here, and whatever happens, I tried my best and I tried it, and that's all that matters, you know.
Nice. So
Yeah.
walk us through that. How does that work since, we're not in the circus business? So do you get invited? Do you apply? Or how does that work usually? I'm just curious.
You apply.
Okay.
So you apply for the festival, you send your video, some information about yourself, and then you get invited.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't know, they have around, I would say, 30 acts each festival.
Well, like people all over the world. So that's a very, very, very short list. Wow,
Yeah.
man. But you talked about, being amongst, people like putting in your all, and it's something to, of course, when you're in the safety of practice, you can actually perform your best. Yeah, I did well, but once it's game time, you can actually choke. And that's when, we go back to what we were talking about at the beginning, having the presence to be in the moment. You actually
Yes.
enjoyed it because, it shows in the show. It's emotional. It's beautiful. The music is great. And you make it look so easy.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's a weird thing, you know, because actually I could really enjoy it. It was not faked. It was not just for show. I was when I stepped on the stage, for sure your heart is beating, you're nervous, but at the same time, I just felt joy and I could enjoy it. I think because I waited so long for that one moment that I just told myself before I went out there, this is the time, and whatever happens, just enjoy it. You will never have those 5 minutes again, you know. You have this one chance to feel it, to notice everything around you. You're on that big stage. You've always followed it on television, and that's your moment. If you don't enjoy it now, you can never enjoy it again. I think that's kind of what I thought.
Those are the most powerful things ever, to understand where you are, and this is your moment. You said I can't, I can't put words in your mouth. This is your moment. You need to enjoy it. And trust me, from just a spectator perspective, I'm sure you've gotten many accolades since then, but for me, it was really touching to see someone
Thank you so
so
much.
dedicated and so, invested into their self, their passion, and their craft. And I can only applaud you for that because it was a terrific show. Now I'm just curious. Further, if again, this is very philosophical as a question, but why do you think people hold back so much on themselves, on their dreams, on their wants, on their, just making up excuses or procrastinating? Why do you think we hold ourselves back so much, Tim?
Again, I think because they overthink, and I think that's normal. Everyone is doing it, but to just focus on your goal or what you really want to achieve is harder than just blocking the overthinking or the fear, because that just happens and you let the fear or the overthinking take control of you. I think it's that, and to really step back and again overlook the situation and say, no, stop. Exactly, this is happening to me right now, and I don't want this to happen. I don't care. I just want to reach my dream. That's kind of hard, you know, because it's so easy to get owned by fear or the fact that other people couldn't like it. And I think that's holding you back. And I know in my case, it was maybe it was a little easier because I started that young. And I think when you're that young, you don't think that much. You just do what you like and you have talent and you continue and you don't care what other people think. And the fact that you're so young makes it easier because, you know, you still have so much time to develop your skills, to get better. But I mean, it doesn't really matter, no matter how old you are. If you really want to do something, then just go for it. And it's your life, and what other people think is just not important. And I think what other people think is very often the reason why people don't follow their dreams or just don't have the courage to start something.
We spend so much time listening to others when we should basically be just like you, having the conversation with ourselves. Like, this is my dream, this is my life, and this
Yeah.
is not being selfish. This is me taking care of myself.
Yeah, I think if you really want to do something, you know what is right, and then you just know I should do it, but I can't. And that's just not true, because you always can. And if you have that feeling, you should just do it, I think.
So I know it's a big question there, but what's next for you, Tim? Because again, you've been on the world stage. Right now you're touring in Germany. And again, your star is still rising, and it's only sky's the limit for you. And I'm excited to see what's coming up for you in the next 5 years. But, what does the next dream for Tim look like in the next few years?
I mean, I still kind of know what I will do. I will work a lot with the same show that I'm in right now here in Germany. But in between, I will have, some month off. And I'm still working on it. I can just tell you what I will do in the next month.
For sure.
Yeah, then, it's hard to make a schedule, kind of, because every now and then new requests come, new offers, some offers go again. And I'm lucky if I'm able to say what I will do in the next month, like a month before I end another contract. That's really good, because
That's
my
cool.
life is super spontaneous. And sometimes that's not easy, but at the same time, this makes it so interesting. So yeah, when I finish here in the beginning of March, I will probably go back to Thailand. I will teach there. I started this last year, and it's a lot of fun for me, and I just want to develop that more. I have a performance on television.
Nice.
Yes. And just different gala events, and probably, but that's not confirmed, then I will start a longer contract again. And then in November, I will start another long contract again for some month.
Wow.
Yeah, in between, I just have a look what comes in, what I'm able to do, what I want to do. And yeah, it's always kind of spontaneous and last minute, but that's what my life looks like,
But that's a very freeing thing. From time to time, you just handle the now. You handle today and you win today. And, just do your best today, and, we'll figure it out along the way. Wow.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's a process to learn how to deal with it or to actually like it. Because I think it's not human to be satisfied with not knowing what comes next. You just kind of want to have control, but if you learn to let go of that, it can be really kind of fulfilling, because it's just sometimes nice to feel that freedom.
Because there's so much warmth and so much, just humility coming from a guy who's doing so many amazing things. Because I can't say it enough. It's really amazing what you're doing. Because I know there are other aerialists out there, but hey, you're the only one I've personally met thus far. And there's a lot of genuine humility coming from you. And that's what I resonate with, because, you're so kind and you're so warm. And for everything that you're saying, it resonates so much and so true with a lot of things that, we try to promote on the program, because it's all about following your dream. It's all about being true to yourself. It's all about not giving in to other people's opinions. It's all about being committed, and all these things all rolled up into one. And the beautiful part is the fact that whatever you do in life, we're all the same. And we're all trying to, be the best of what we can be and be happy along the way. And, it's something that is really true. It's something that I can only, congratulate you for, because it's a terrific, terrific thing you're doing. Again, like you said, it's cool not to know what's coming up. But if I had to be a betting person, I don't bet, I don't gamble, but I'm only seeing great things for you, Tim. I really, really am. And I just want to congratulate you on everything you're doing.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy to be part of this, I think it's a great thing. And actually, I'm listening to podcasts and motivational speeches quite a lot, because it just helps me. I love to know what other people do, what they think, how they deal with certain situations, and I'm just happy to be a part of that and to be on the other side now. Really fun, and I'm happy about the chance to do it,
Thank you so much for your time. I know it's it's only early for me, but, I just want to I know you're a busy guy, but I want to get you, at least you took your day off, so I don't want to take too much of it. I want you to enjoy it. Last question, as we always, it's a running tradition on the podcast, a call to action, an inspirational quote, just a daily exercise, something that people can take, wake up tomorrow and, just take one further step along their journey towards their next level. Just a piece of encouragement. What can we tell them, Tim?
What I always do as soon as I wake up, I ask myself, what do I want to achieve today, and who do I want to be? What's important? What did I learn from yesterday? And yeah, what's the next little step that helps to put the big puzzle together that I can do today? And I think with this little trick, it helps you just over a long period of time to get where you want to be.
Simple as that.
Yeah, it's very simple.
It's never that complicated. No, it shouldn't be. No. It shouldn't be that complicated.
You just make it complicated by overthinking, by, overthinking. Again, simple.
Don't make it complicated.
Yeah,
Guys, he is my guest, Tim Kriegler, aerialist, performer. Oh man, I can't. There's so many guys. I can't even describe. Because again, you just need to go to YouTube. Okay, he is described as a circus performer and aerial straps specialist. But Tim is just a nice person, guys. Just a very, very simple, genuinely nice person, and that is everything that you need to know about this wonderful gentleman. Please go check out his YouTube channel. Tim, where else can we connect with you over the interwebs?
You can find me on Instagram just by typing in my name. I'm also on Facebook, and I have a website. If you just Google it, I think you can find some information.
Definitely make it happen. I'll definitely link all the links and all the presences on the blog post. Tim, thank you so much for your wonderful time. This was an amazing conversation. And as I like to say to everyone, open invitation. Anytime you want to be back, we're definitely not going to be strangers. We're still connecting over the WhatsApps of the world. So yes. Definitely we'll keep in touch. And again, all the best of success to you, my man. You're doing, again, amazing things. And thank you so much for everything that you do. Because, again, I see nothing else but greatness for you. And I celebrate you in all your achievements.
Same for you. Thank you so much.
Have a terrific day, my friends. Guys, it's been another episode of the Awaken the Awesome podcast. Please look out for this episode once it goes live. Do check out Tim Kriegler all over the interwebs, but please do check out for the blog post for all his presences on the Awaken the Awesome website, awakentheawesome.ca. Guys, as again, stay blessed, stay resilient, stay sane, stay loved, and do stay awesome. This has been another episode of the Awaken the Awesome podcast. We always love to get your feedback, so please do drop us a line via Instagram, Facebook, or email. Our email address, awakentheawesome@gmail.com. Do visit our official website at awakentheawesome.ca, where you can find our entire back catalog of episodes and incredible guests. Also, if you haven't already, please hop on over to Apple Podcasts and subscribe, give us a rating, and leave us a review, as this helps us tremendously in growing this podcast and spreading the word to more awesome listeners like you. We always appreciate your support, and thank you for listening. Stay awesome.